Some places are built for luxury, for comfort, for escape from the everyday. But some elegant facades hide a darkness, a history so grim it refuses to stay buried. This is the Gilded Ghost Inn, nestled deep within the historic cobblestone streets of Savannah, Georgia. Once a beacon of Southern hospitality and opulence, it is now a decaying monument, its grand exterior crumbling under the weight of its dark past and the restless, tormented spirits within. Local legends speak of unexplained deaths, guests vanishing, and a malevolent presence that haunts its every ornate detail, especially within the infamous Widow's Suite, Room 402. For over a century, the Gilded Ghost Inn was a prime destination for the elite, attracting wealthy travelers, political figures, and famous personalities. Yet beneath its glamorous exterior and polite facade, a darker narrative unfolded. Whispers of shady dealings, illicit Prohibition-era activities, and violent crimes permeated its long history. Over the years, several guests and even staff members met untimely ends within its walls. Mysterious suicides, brutal murders disguised as accidents, and strange disappearances that baffled local authorities. The most notorious incident involved the wife of a wealthy merchant found brutally murdered in Room 402, her killer never identified. It's said her anguished spirit, and perhaps that of her killer, became tethered to the very fabric of the inn. When a series of increasingly violent and inexplicable paranormal events, furniture moving on its own, chilling disembodied screams, and direct physical attacks drove the last remaining staff members and a brave but terrified new owner away, the inn finally closed its doors. Abandoned to time, its grandeur faded, but the torment remained, escalating with each passing year. Our paranormal investigation team, drawn by the inn's infamous reputation and the chilling tales surrounding Room 402, ventured into its forgotten elegance, hoping to uncover the truth behind its deadly secrets and give voice to its trapped souls. The team, comprising a lead investigator, a highly sensitive medium specializing in historical hauntings, and a dedicated technical specialist, began their meticulous setup just as the sun dipped below the Savannah skyline, painting the historic district in bruised purples and long skeletal shadows. The inn's once grand lobby was now a cavern of dust, cobwebs, and shattered antique glass. The air inside was immediately heavy, thick with the stale scent of aged fabric, decay, and a palpable tension, almost electric. Their high-tech gear, advanced thermal cameras, highly sensitive EVP recorders, precise EMF detectors, and the spirit box was meticulously prepared, every battery checked, every lens polished, ready to capture any anomaly. Every cautious step on the debris-strewn marble floors and through the vast empty ballrooms echoed loudly, amplifying the profound stillness, the oppressive weight of countless lives lived and tragically ended within these walls pressed down on them. Dust motes danced in their flashlight beams, creating a disorienting haze, and the feeling of being watched was instantaneous, pervasive, as if countless unseen eyes peered from every darkened doorway and ornate corner, following their every move. Within moments of stepping into the main lobby, where guests once checked in and lives intersected, the inn began to make its chilling presence known. Not with a bang, but with insidious, unsettling phenomena designed to instill dread. Disembodied whispers, faint as a breath, seemed to caress their ears, too indistinct to form clear words, but undeniably present, like secrets being shared just out of reach or desperate pleas from the past. One investigator, a seasoned veteran, felt a distinct, sudden cold spot pass directly through them, an icy shock that made them gasp, the temperature dropping several degrees instantly, despite the mild evening. Then, a sharp, rhythmic tapping sound began emanating from behind the old reception desk, precise and deliberate, like fingers drumming impatiently from within its wooden structure, slowly growing louder and more insistent, a frantic, desperate rhythm, before abruptly ceasing, leaving behind a chilling quiet that felt even heavier than before. The antique bell on the counter, long since silenced, appeared to vibrate almost imperceptibly. As the team moved to the upper floors, making their way towards the notorious widow's suite, room 402, the activity intensified, becoming more pronounced and alarming. The long, ornate corridors, lined with decaying wallpaper and broken gaslight fixtures, felt like tunnels into a forgotten hell. EMF detectors began to spike erratically near certain guest room doors and disused service elevators, their lights flashing red, indicating intense, anomalous energy fluctuations that defied natural explanation. In a former guest lounge on the 3rd floor, where ladies once took tea, a heavy, velvet curtain, securely tied back with a silk cord, slowly, deliberately began to sway on its own, its movement gaining momentum before coming to a stop, as if an invisible hand had guided it. No discernible breeze or structural tremor was present. This was a chilling display of unseen, calculated force, a direct interaction with the physical environment. The medium, a vital and sensitive part of the team, began to experience profound shifts in emotion, describing overwhelming feelings of intense anger, deep confusion, and profound sadness emanating from specific areas. They felt the overwhelming rage of the murdered wife, the profound despair of a drive-into-madness keeper, and the confusion of lost souls. As they approached room 402, the medium clutched their head, overwhelmed by a torrent of psychic impressions. The spirit box, held by the technical specialist in the corridor outside room 402, erupted with fragmented voices and garbled sounds. Amid the static, clear, undeniable words emerged, spoken in multiple overlapping tones, one a desperate female voice, another a low guttural growl, saying, "He's here, you will die," followed by a terrifying guttural scream that seemed to tear through the very air, raw and primal, causing everyone to recoil in horror. It was a scream of pure, unadulterated agony or vengeance, echoing a moment of brutal violence or hopeless despair within that very room. The medium stumbled, almost falling, as a wave of cold fury washed over them. The peak of the night's terror occurred inside room 402, the infamous heart of the hotel's haunting, the very room where the brutal murder had taken place. The room was dark, damp, and reeked intensely of mildew, decay, and a distinct acrid smell that hinted at old blood, stale perfume, and desperation. As the team meticulously set up their specialized equipment, placing cameras at every angle, positioning tripods, and setting up audio recorders, a distinct, heavy, rasping breathing sound began to emanate from beneath the bed. Not human, but an echoing, labored sound, as if something monstrous or severely wounded was trapped. Then, one of the thermal cameras, designed to detect heat signatures even in total darkness, picked up an undeniable anomaly. A human-sized heat signature, clear and distinct against the freezing cold background, briefly appeared near the closet door. A shadowy figure in what looked like tattered old-fashioned clothing, standing for a few seconds before dissipating into nothingness. It was an unmistakable apparition, a spectral victim caught on thermal imaging, providing chilling visual confirmation of an unseen presence trying to manifest. Then, without warning, a sudden, powerful push originating from seemingly thin air sent one of the investigators stumbling backward violently, losing their footing on the dusty carpet. They cried out in surprise and fear, immediately describing unseen hands grabbing at their legs, a terrifying sensation of being pulled or dragged across the grimy floor, as if being pulled under the bed. When they managed to scramble back up, distinct marks appeared on their arms and legs, red and stark against their skin, consistent with intense pressure or grasping, like the raw imprints of spectral fingers or even a full handprint. Panic began to set in among the entire team, their professional calm fracturing under the relentless assault. The spirit box, now a cacophony of distorted whispers and frantic pleas, seemed to be screaming.
a horrifying chorus of tormented voices rising to an unbearable crescendo, an unbearable cacophony of agony and rage that threatened to drive them mad. The room temperature plummeted even further, dropping to freezing point, and the sickening smell of dampness, decay, and something indescribably foul like old bodily fluids and putrefaction intensified, becoming so thick and pervasive it made breathing difficult, threatening to choke them. The overhead light fixture began to swing wildly, casting dancing shadows. It became terrifyingly clear whatever entities remained within the Gilded Ghost Inn, especially within the infamous room 402, were not merely lingering echoes of past despair. They were active, aggressive, and deeply, profoundly disturbed. They were sentient beings, aware of the living intruders, and they reacted with pure, unadulterated hostility born from imaginable pain and enduring rage. This elegant and historic hotel was indeed cursed, its very walls imbued with malevolence. The team, overwhelmed by the sheer intensity and undeniable malevolence, made the immediate and critical call to evacuate. There was no discussion, only an urgent shared understanding that their safety and sanity were in grave peril. They quickly gathered their most essential equipment, leaving other less vital items behind in their desperate haste to escape the oppressive energy that now consumed room 402. They rushed out into the cold Savannah night, the chilling sounds of the hotel fading behind them, yet indelibly imprinted on their minds. The physical exhaustion was immense, but the psychological toll was even greater, leaving them shaken to their core, with the phantom screams of a lost past still echoing in their ears. The Gilded Ghost Inn stands today, a silent, imposing monument to a dark and hidden past. Its grand halls and decaying rooms still echo with torment. Its secrets are very much alive, clinging to its ornate fixtures, its faded wallpaper, and particularly the very air of room 402. Local rumors of strange occurrences and unexplained events persist among Savannah residents, confirming the team's terrifying encounters. What truly imbued this elegant, historic hotel with such malevolence? Is it the spirits of the murdered wife and her killer, locked in an eternal struggle? Or darker entities drawn by the immense suffering? Who or what still haunts its endless corridors, inflicting fear and vengeance on any who dare to enter? The questions remain, haunting and unanswered. The curse of this place has not ended. This investigation leaves us with a profound sense of unease, a chilling realization that even our most elegant, historic destinations can harbor unspeakable horrors, their dark past forever sealed within their confines, guarding the tormented souls they contain. If this descent into the chilling reality of the Gilded Ghost Inn sent shivers down your spine, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more chilling investigations. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next journey into the unknown. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you believe truly haunts the Gilded Ghost Inn in Savannah? Until next time, stay vigilant and beware the silent screams behind the velvet ropes.